Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, from the DC school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Ask me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and that's not really fair. All it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fam. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But Twan was locked up in the judge put man on the shelf. Heavy crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Then God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner, is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. It's all about that warfare, boy. Get back up, get back up, it's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We will not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem? Tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit the prayer up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race to make merchandise out of my bills. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take round. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth. Nigga, cool zone. Go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Get back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, with a true sin, hey, where warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she can seal.
Hey, Shalom. So I think you on mute.
Hey, the water, sir. Can you hear me?
God.
Salaki for that. Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Rock a thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal thumb Bashim Yahushai to the sisters. This is the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. We've been getting it in since 1969, bringing out this truth that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Israelites of the Bible. This is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Isupk Charlotte. I got Officer Carter Ward in the building with me. Well, from the remote location. What's going on, sir? You talk?
Hey, God. Shalom.
All right. We're going to get it in, man. Brotherhood class, Isupk Charlotte. Join us on Isupk the 704 on YouTube, Isupk Charlotte on Facebook. Also, check out our Durham school and the Fayetteville school. Isupk 12.MC for Durham and Isupk Fayetteville for Fayetteville, of course. So, you know, we're getting in Salakia. Also, can't forget about Isupk Goldsboro, too. Goldsboro now in the building, repping for NC as well. But this is the Brotherhood class, like I said before, and we're gonna get it in, man. Got a lot going on with this shooting going on in Buffalo. So it's a tragedy, you know. But like Commander General Yohana said last night, that ain't no need for us to feel bad about it, man. Especially in the Isupk, because we've been out here warning our people, man. We got boots on the ground every day trying to teach our people and wake our people up, man, so that we can be saved from these various situations just like this, man, such as these. And we doing the work, man. We hate to see this happen to our people. Don't get it twisted. But I mean, the work goes on regardless, man. We love our people. That's why we put in the work that we put in. And we don't want to see our people get gunned down by some devil, man, which is why we put in the work that we put in the first place. So that we don't have to go to a supermarket and get gunned down by some devil, man. A devil that we refuse to see for who he truly is, man. If we can look at our oppressor through the same lens that we look at our own people in, then we'll be better off, man. Because you have no qualms about looking at your brother like he's your enemy, man. But yet we'll look at the devil, who is our enemy, as somebody that we should be able to trust. Every time we have incidents like this, we have people who say the same thing. I can't believe he did this. I don't understand why he did this. Well, in the ISUPK, we understand why he did this, man. We can believe that he did this, and we know why he did it, man. Because he is our enemy, man.
Well,
His hatred for us is perpetual, man. It's always been there. It's always gonna be there. And we the ones that need to wake up. We always use the example of the deer and the lion, man. The deer is never gonna go to the lion trying to be the lion's friend, trying to get some kind of sympathy from the lion. He knows that the lion only has one job, man, to eat him, man. And that's what our oppressors do. Our oppressors eat us up. They devour us, man. They oppress us. They take advantage of us. They spoil us, man. We are prey. And we need to start recognizing that that's who we are in their eyesight and move accordingly. And what's going to help us to move accordingly is brotherhood, man. Times like this, we need to be drawn closer and closer to our brothers, man. Which, of course, leads me
well,
into the scripture that we always start with. If I could, sir. Zephaniah 2:1. We gonna beat it to death, man. We gonna make sure that everybody knows this scripture by heart, man. Because the more we talk about, how much we go into the scripture, the more it becomes evident why it's necessary. If you could read it when you get it, Baba Kushah.
this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Gather yourselves together. This is the time right here that we should be gathering together, man. We should have been gathering together. But the Lord got to keep bringing out these situations like this so that we can get the message, man. We have to be whipped into submission because we don't want to stand up and do what's right, man. We refuse to be brotherly to each other. We refuse to be sisterly to each other, man. So we got to continue to have Dylan Storm Roofs and whatever this guy right here's name. What's this guy's name, sir?
Peyton Gendron or Gendron.
Yeah, Peyton. Oh, Peyton. I mean, they just got some old devil names, man. Dylan, Peyton. You know what I mean? And they come with the mission to kill blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And in this case, specifically, blacks, man. Even though we know we all the same people. But this devil, man, he's just one of the many devils who actually had the guts to act out on how most of them feel about us, man. He want to get a piece of what his forefathers felt back in the day, man, to be able to kill us at will, man. And the same go for your neighbor, man. But because you live in some well-to-do neighborhood, you think you made it. Nah, man, we still hated by these people. It's always going to be that way. That's why we got to gather together like the scriptures say. Read on.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together. Old nation not desired.
Yeah, man. Old nation not desired. Look around. Ain't it obvious? Ain't it becoming more and more apparent who's the nation that's not desired? Peyton, whatever his last name is, he damn sure ain't desire us. Only thing he desired to do was kill us, man. As many of us as possible. We're not desired, man. First thing you hear about when they talk about the dude is he suffered from mental illness, man.
Mm.
He seemed to be in full use of all his capacities to me. You can't go do all this research, you know what I mean, and drive all these miles and acquire these weapons and shoot that damn straight, man. You know what I mean, without having all your faculties at hand, man. They always looking for a way out, an excuse to justify their wickedness, their hatred for us, man. It's not mental illness, man. It's straight up hatred that our enemy has for us, man. It's written down in these scriptures. You can find it. You can find it as far back as just the Jacob and Esau. You can find it as far back as the snake in the garden, man. They've always hated our people, man. And we the only ones who think that, you know, something has changed. That we in a post-racial society. That's garbage, man. We need to wake the hell up. And the Lord said, gather together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Once we realize that we're not desired, and we can stop smiling up in everybody's face trying to be their friends, man.
Well,
Because you will know that they just smiling to get you, to lull you to sleep so he can murder you, man. First chance he get. That's what it means to be not desired, man. What it means to be not desired is when we have our people gunned down and massacred, the media, first thing they do is want to make an excuse and put it on mental illness. Meanwhile, you know, when Joe Biden got in office, we talk about this all the time too, that he gave the Asians a Asian hate crime bill, man, Asian hate bill or whatever. You know, and it's also a shooting in the Asian community with some Taiwanese church or whatever, which is pretty much a faction of Moab, of Chinese, of China, Taiwan, and a Chinese man, another Asian, went up in there and locked the doors and started shooting. He killed one and injured I think maybe 5, but they was able to get a hold of him before he could do too much damage. But the point is, he immediately got charged with hate, a hate crime. And he the same race, man. He the same race and already getting charged with a hate crime as far as the state is concerned. The FBI is now launching a federal investigation into hate crime charges. But where's the excuse about him having mental illness, though? That's what it means to be not desired, man. The Asians are desired, man, not you though. America is like China is not even an ally of the United States, man. But they get a crime bill over here, man. Meanwhile, we've been marching and shucking and jiving and hands up, don't shoot, and every other cliche and slogan we can think of that rhyme, man. Trying to get some sympathy and some love from this place. But we get none, man. And we refuse to wake up. Read on.
Hey, Salaki.
Come on with it, sir.
Well, I just want to piggyback a little bit what you were saying a little earlier about the Asian, with the Asian violence, right? I don't know if people out there remember the Akim and Akwakim remember was an Asian dude that shot a 5-year-old child a little while ago. Yeah. He shot a 5-year-old.
I heard what you say.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I just missed what you said.
Yeah, Asian dude shot a 5-year-old child about
Good night.
A year ago. You remember that?
I don't remember that one.
I'm gonna look the story up. He shot a 5-year-old child. And I don't believe he was charged with a hate crime at all.
Wow, man. See, there you go, man. 5-year-old child, man. 5-year-old child. Yeah, please, if you could, look that story up, because that one totally slipped my memory, man. You remember where it happened at?
Salaki?
You remember what city it happened in?
Let's see. In Michigan.
In Michigan. I don't remember that one. You got it?
Yeah. Salaki. This was last year. This is about a year ago, June 14th.
Okay.
Asian man who shot 6-year-old black boy back in custody after public outcry. So they didn't lock him up at first.
Right.
Following backlash from the public, Ryan Lee Guyen is back in police custody after shooting a 6-year-old black boy who was playing outside. Many were upset to learn that Lee Guyen had been released from jail after being given a $10,000 bail for shooting a 6-year-old in Salante Township, Michigan. USA Today reports the shooting took place on Sunday, June 6th, and Lee Guyen was a free man shortly after. However, a new $100,000 cash bond was set.
Wow.
He shot the child following an altercation with the boy.
How do you have an altercation with a 6-year-old boy, man?
Exactly. Then he shot him, and the police didn't lock him up. Gave him a $10,000 bail. Check that out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's crazy. I mean, if you want to go in on it, feel free. If you got some more on it.
I just want to remind the brothers and the sisters out there, they talking about that Asian hate bill, where this Asian dude just shot a young brother a year ago, and the police did nothing to him, basically.
That's crazy, man. Crazy. I can't believe I don't remember that one. That's crazy, though. After having an altercation with a 6-year-old, man.
Wow.
Like, what is that, man? That's what it means to not be desired, man.
Wow.
These nations hate us, man. But and all we do is go out on the street corners in the Isupk under Commander General Yohana, is go out there and tell our people the truth, man, so that we can wake up and arm ourselves with the knowledge that we need to be equipped with, so that we can move the right way in this place according to the Lord, so that we can get the Lord on our side, man, so we can get him to turn his face back to us and be in his favor. But what do? We get pushback, man. We get backlash. We get vitriol and disgust and rage, downright rage, man. Our sisters, they look at the abortion signs and they get irate and get upset and yell at us and tell us we preaching hate. Brothers and sisters will see us telling a devil that he's the devil to his face, and they'll throw their arm around him and say, y'all a hate group. You preaching hate. God love everybody. Meanwhile, when I'm looking at my TV, I don't see that God love everybody, man. When I go outside my doors, I don't see that God love everybody, man. I don't see no equality nowhere in this place. How is it equality when a Asian man can shoot a 6-year-old boy, man, and not even get arrested until there's a public outcry? How do you get a $10,000 bond for something like that, man? Wow. Meanwhile, you can see a devil scout the store that he shot up the day before and gets bought a drink by a brother, man.
In Salaki. I don't know if you see the comments.
Oh, yes, sir. Salaki. Sister Sakura, hey, shalom. Yahweh Shemal Thumba Shemi Awashai, sis. Sister Sakura said, Salaki, sir, he was even dressed for killing success. Damn right. That was strategically thought out and planned, not mental illness. Exactly, man. Because a former cop who was now a security guard shot the dude like a couple times, man, at least twice, and he lived because he had body armor on, man. He had everything planned out. So get a sister a hand, man.
Right.
That's not mental illness, man. This dude planned on killing as many black people as he could, man. He got out the car shooting. It looked like a video game if you seen the clip. If you seen the video, then he gonna live stream it. Like this a whole perverse and vile devil right there, man. He gonna live stream it. He gonna get out the car, and as soon as he step out, he probably ain't had both feet out the car yet before he blast the first sister. Moving like he and had perfect aim too. But our people still walking around sleep, man. We walking around in America like it's a game. Like this is the place that we supposed to be, and it's the best place for us. Hell no, man. This is hell, man.
Well,
This is not the place to be. Ain't nothing sweet over here, man. This is the place where we get eaten up. We've been getting eaten up for centuries in this place. But we forget. We say it's in the past. We let our enemies trick us and believe that it's in the past. But then the Most High gotta show us things like this to let us know that it's not in the past, man.
well,
Meanwhile, we trying to wake our brothers and sisters up and bring them back into the truth, so that we can be hid in situations like this. Read on.
this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. Verse 2, before the decree bring forth.
Yeah,
Before
man.
the-
Before the decree bring forth, man. That was a decree that went forth from, you know what I mean? That was a judgment, man. Our brothers and sisters got judged that day, man. And that could have easily been any store that we shop in, man.
Wow.
In any black town, USA, man. That's how quickly a decree can go forth from the Most High. And we can find ourselves on the wrong end of the news story, man. Instead of reading it, we can be the ones being read about. We don't want to get caught when the decree bring forth, man. We wanna find ourselves doing what the Most High said, which is gather ourselves together, man. And we ain't talking about just forming a huddle. We ain't talking about just standing close to each other. We talking about coming back as a nation, man. The nation of Israel, Yasha'Allah in the Hebrew. Coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, man. Not celebrating Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and 4th of July. Not being, supporters and members of the LGBTQ community. Not being in Christianity and Islam and Kemetic science and Moorish temples and 5%ers and all of these other philosophies and doctrines and nonsense, man. All of this dumb foolery, man. Not tomfoolery, but dumb foolery, man. Finding different ways to try to seem smart, man. When what's smart is for us to get back into this Bible, realize that we're not Kemetic, realize that we're not African American, we're not Hispanic, we're not Native American, man. We are the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, the chosen people of the Lord. We have a culture that we have had beaten out of us, that we are now have a chance to have given back to us. All we got to do is be obedient and stop trying to be so rebellious and act like we know it all and trying to trade in our culture for a culture that's vain and meaningless and worthless, man. It does us no good to be an African American. What culture is that? That's just the culture of America. To be an African American is to celebrate Christmas, to be Christian, to paint Easter eggs, to eat turkey and ham on Thanksgiving. There's no culture for African Americans. It's just latching on to someone else's culture.
Well,
But we have a culture as Israelites, man. We have our own holy days, man. High holy days, feast days, our own things from the Most High to celebrate. Things that we can only claim. We're the only people who can claim, man. Of course, you got the fake man over there in Israel today who latch on to our holy days, but he gonna get his time is coming from the Lord too. The decree gonna bring forth for him too. But he's celebrating what the Lord has sacred for us, man. Set aside for us. And this is what we need to gather together in before the decree bring forth, man. Read on.
and Salaki,
Yes, sir.
it's another comment from a sister who know see the joint.
Oh yeah. Come the water.
She say, absolutely. He also posted his manifesto of his intent on the Discord app, waiting to see if anyone else in that group is charged, considering the entire private group knew of his plans. And
Wow.
That's so on point in this that
Yeah.
let's see if this happens, right? Wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on it, but if it was us, right, they'd be trying to rack up like it's like how they doing with Young Thug, they racking up
Right.
RICO charges and conspiracy charges. If they
Right.
going back and forth, that's conspiracy right there on the
Right.
enemy. You know what I mean?
Damn
So
right.
the sister's right. You know
Damn
what I mean?
right. Give her a hand.
We're gonna see. Correct.
Most High in Christ, sis, that's a heavy point, man. That's a real heavy point. All right, because if they knew the plans and nobody said a thing, just like when they said about at his graduation or around the time of his graduation, he had to he had to write a paper or something, and he wrote of plans of murdering and whatnot. I don't know if it was murder, suicide, or whatever, but he had one of these potential shooter papers, man. And it was brought to the attention of the FBI. It was investigated. Meanwhile, he's still walking around free, still being allowed to get semi-automatic weapons. Like that's nonsense, man. That goes to show that this nation, they the ones who kill us and hold themselves not guilty, man.
Mm.
They get the support of this place to kill us, man. This is a concerted effort, a joint effort, a carefully orchestrated conspiracy to kill blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Well,
Whether it be gunning us down in the streets or catching us in the womb, man, in the abortion clinic, man. These are the things that we have to fight through in this society. But we can't claim to be walking around blindsided anymore. Because on every major city in America, in the Caribbean, in parts of South America, Central America, Europe, we got the Isupk on the street corners, man,
well,
warning our people of what's going on out here, the wiles and tools of the devil, man. We got online classes 7 days a week in some cities, man, where we can learn for free and get equipped with the knowledge to move, man, and know how we supposed to live in this society, man. How we supposed to live according to the Most High. How we can avoid these things. So we can't claim to be, ignorant when the truth is out here, man. ISUPK is the home of the truth. You better
well,
believe that, man.
well.
Read on.
Before the decree bring forth. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
Yeah, man. The Most High is angry, man. He's angry at our people for continuously disobeying him, man. For the longest, we've been being disobedient children. We have allowed our oppressor to dictate how we live, and our oppressor does not know the Most High. the Most High has not given his laws to anybody but Israel, his chosen people. And we all have this Bible in our homes, in our houses, and we just let it collect dust.
Well,
Then we have the real priests and prophets of the Lord teaching this Bible, and we scoff at us, man. We scoff at them. We ignore them. We try to outshout them. We at camp, we got microphones and speakers, and we got to deal with our people screaming at the top of their lungs trying to drown us out, man,
well,
because they don't want to hear the truth, man.
well,
That's the kind of stuff we got to deal with, man. And the Lord is angry, man. And we don't want that fierce anger of the Lord to come upon us, man. Because you can believe what the Christian church tries to say all you want about God is good all the time. He wasn't good in Buffalo on Saturday, man. He wasn't good that day, man. The Most High is a terrible power, man. He's a man of war. And he has fierce anger. I don't know about you, but fierce anger, if you don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High, if his anger is fierce and pointed at you, man, you won't call him good when that happens, man. Read on.
before the day of the Most High's anger come upon you. Verse 3. Seek ye the Most High.
Yeah, man. So that's what we need to do. We need to seek the Most High. That's what we need to focus all of our efforts and our energy and our time on, is seeking the Most High, man. Later for TV and, chasing skirts and chasing the next high,
Well,
worrying about who going to the NBA finals. I mean, all of these things are cool. Not Salakia. Not all of these things are cool, because the other ones are sins. But like, watching the NBA finals is cool if you on some downtime and you doing the work of the Lord. But if that's all you concerning yourself with, then later for that, man, seek ye the Lord, man.
well,
It says seek ye the Lord, man. And chasing skirts and chasing highs is not seeking the Lord, man. You can't seek the Lord if you're trying to get high, man. You can't seek the Lord if you lust filled, man. If you in the strip club, man, you can't come out the strip club and decide you're gonna seek the Lord, man. You gotta seek the Lord to keep you out of these situations, man.
well,
Read on.
yeah. Seek ye the Most High, all ye meek of the earth.
Yeah, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we the meek of the earth. We the meek, man. We the ones who get humbled, man. Like we the ones who get looked upon as nothing, man. We walk around with our heads hung low, man. But that's not how we supposed to be, man. That's not what the meekness is talking about. It's supposed to be seeking the Lord, man, seeking righteousness. Not walking about boldly out here sinning, man, committing all kind of nonsense and filth. Not living wickedly, man. It means going about doing the work of the Lord, being righteous, man. That's what it means to be meek, man. And that's for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Read on.
Which have wrought his judgment.
Yeah.
Seek,
Yeah, we have wrought his judgment, man. And as we can see, we still wrought in his judgment, man. We still bringing about his judgment on us to this day, because we're not seeking the Most High. We want to live how we want to live, man. Get that free will nonsense out of your heads, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There is no free will.
well,
If you have free will, then that means if I choose A or I choose B, then either one of them could work out for me, man. That's free will. But here's what the Lord said: choose life or choose death.
Right.
That's not free will, man. If you choose A, and that's life, or if you choose B, and that's death. That's not free will, man. Only one I'm gonna work out for you, man. That's A.
Right.
So there is no choice. That's not free will. That's called an ultimatum. Either you do it or you die, man. That's how we need to realize that's the Most High. That's our Father that we're dealing with, man. Once we start to look at the Most High as our Father instead of some magical being in the sky, then we can understand how He's dealing with us, man. He's dealing with us as a father deals with his children. And the only way that we can be good children is to obey our father, man. And if we all have children, we know what makes our child a good child is how well they listen to us, man. That's it. They can get all the good grades in school. They can go through the neighborhood and rake up all the leaves that they want. They can help all the little old ladies cross the street and help them bring their groceries in the house all they want. But if I tell them to do something and they don't do it, that's not a good child. Yes, sir.
It's a lot. It's kind of a little static. If you will go to the settings, of the audio, and just I know you can't hear on your end. It's a little staticky and choppy. But we almost there with that new junk though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You go to that audio setting and hit echo cancellation, and then just hit it again and make sure it's checked.
Turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better. Bear with us through our technical difficulties. We working on it in Charlotte, man. Give us a little minute. Charlotte gonna be up and at 'em with all of our technical difficulties in a little bit. Gonna be able to bring you this truth, teach these classes uninterrupted. Hopefully that's a little better, or it's still static.
Sound better.
Okay, the water, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, we the ones who have wrought his judgment, man. Because we're not seeking the law, we're not seeking righteousness. And the Most High brings that judgment on us once our time is run up, man. Once he gets fed up. Read on.
Seek ye the Most High, all ye meek of the earth, which I have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness.
That's right. Seek righteousness, man. Seek meekness. Come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come back to loving your brothers and your sisters, man, as yourself. Elevate your blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in your mind, man. Elevate the way that the way that we see each other. Elevate us over every other nation out here, man. We the ones who deserve the love that we have, man. All of it. Give blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans all your love, all your energy. Focus it all on each other. Gather together, man. Separate from these oppressors, man. These heathens. They don't want to do nothing but destroy us, man. Seek righteousness, man. That's righteousness. It's in the eyes of the Lord, man. Brotherhood with each other. And that is a commandment from the Most High. Read on.
It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Most High's anger.
Yeah, man, it may be. You know, it was 10 people who got killed in that store that day, man. They didn't get hid, man. You had other people who walked into that store, like it was this one lady. She was like, if I had walked into that store like maybe 3 minutes later than I did, then I probably would have been at the front of the store, man. It would have been one of those same people that was laid out when she was on her way out, man. She said she saw the people at the front of the store and they was alive when she walked in. But when she walked out, it was dead in the front of the store, man.
And Salaki.
We seek the Lord, man. Salaki, 1 second. If we seek the Lord and we seek righteousness, it may be that we may be hid in the day of his anger, man. Come on with it, sir.
Now, I was just gonna say that the victims that were shot was all they weren't like the fighting type. They was all elderly, man. So this devil, he didn't go attack. It wasn't like a fair fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cowards and it wasn't. It was nowhere near a fair fight. These people going to shop for groceries. They're not looking for. They're not out there causing trouble or anything like that. So he went and attacked who? People that ain't even looking. Man,
right.
That's a lot.
Hey, that's a heavy point, and that's the same thing Dylan Roof did.
Right.
Dylan Roof ain't went to the hood. He ain't went to the corner of a drug infested neighborhood, man. He went into a church filled with grandmothers, man, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, and it had like a 20-something-year-old brother, but most of the people were older, man. And this dude right here did the same thing, and that's what I'm saying, that mental illness joint don't fly, man, because he did his research on the community. He chose that area because of the demographic, that it was predominantly black, but it was a predominantly low crime area. That it had like retired folks and people who were, non-violent and whatnot.
Right.
Like it wasn't a high crime type of area, because it goes down in Buffalo, man. He could have picked some spots in Buffalo. Yeah, he could have picked some spots in Buffalo where he could have.
I know Buffalo.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Salaki, see, just turn that echo cancellation off. See if that helps. It's
Salaki.
I'm sure that we could hear, but it's just static and choppy.
Salaki, man.
We're gonna sort it all out though. But Salaki, yeah, I know Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo a rough place, man. And it's just like any other place, right? It's rough spots and there's nice spots. You know what I mean? And this devil knew exactly where to go. He wasn't gonna get any type of pushback. You know what I mean?
And yeah, he actually laid that out, man. He laid that out, that he picked that area where he would have the least amount of confrontation, because he planned on shooting as many people in the store, then getting back in his car, shooting as many blacks that he could find on the street, then going to a second store. He had it all mapped out, man. These people, we too comfortable with these people around us, man. Except for in the Isupk, man. And I know that it probably still messed up with that noise cancellation off, right?
No. It sounds better, but I can hear me in the background and you lower. It's weird.
I got low after the noise cancellation turned off, or the whole time I was low?
And now it sounds better. Salaki, we sorted it all out. We sorted it all out.
Salaki.
I guess hit it again. Salaki, Boz, I don't mean to work you to death. You know what I mean?
Nah, you too wild.
I'm trying to get the sound to wild.
It's
But I can
turn it over to you in a second anyway.
Yeah.
I'm back at the slave, so I'm gonna have to turn it back over to you.
Yeah.
Like it. But I'm gonna clip it up right there, man. Since we having these difficulties. But I know you got something heavy for him to bring out. I had a couple more scriptures I wanted to hit, but I'll bring them out next week.
Hey, most time, correct.
But hey, again, man, we need to gather together, man. You know, stop trusting these devils, man. Stop being so comfortable around these devils, man. The persons who you should be comfortable around is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That's what we need to work on, man. But every time we tell our people that we need to recognize who our enemy is, you have those same, we have our people who want to say stuff like, well, uh, a Caucasian ain't never robbed me. It's somebody who looked like me. I got to deal with being shot by people who look like me. Man, listen, man. That's because we have been living like our oppressors, man. Pick up the ways of our oppressors, man. And the ways of our oppressors is to hate each other. But we need to gather ourselves back together, man.
That's right.
And come together under the Most High, man. But that's it, man. I'm going to pass the class over to Preaching Officer 500, Officer Kyle War. So lock it for the technical difficulties. We're going to get it all sorted out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, crap.
All right.
Sure. God. Most high Christ Shalom, Yabshakatham, Mayab Shema Thum, Mashim Yab Shah. Big up Officer Baaz, holding it down as always, right? Just go in what he was going in on, right? It's a hot topic, it's what's going on, so we're just gonna continue it out. Of course, it's brotherhood class, and this is why brotherhood is so important. And of course, sisterhood goes hand in hand with brotherhood, right? And what does that mean? What is brotherhood? What is sisterhood? That is just loving the ones of your own nation like you love yourself, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that right there would change it all. That would change the whole game. All right. So, we look at this incident that would happen, and I'm not hearing too many, and I don't really expect to hear too many people, outside the truth speak about it like that. It's kind of like a dead issue right now when it comes to entertainment. No one's really talking about it. Kind of like they want to stay away from it. But it's all good, right? Because we're going to talk about it. We're not going to stop talking about it. We're going to bring this truth out. We've been bringing the truth out since 1969. It's the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commander General Yohana. We bring out this truth. We've been bringing it out. We're going to continue to bring it out. Why? Because it's going to fix the conditions of our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right. So now, without further ado, I'm gonna just get right into it, and I'm gonna just continue with Officer Baaz was going in on about this shooting, this mass shooting that just took place. All right, so let me get my computer straightened out. All right. So let's get into it. And of course, it's another tragedy. Man, so people can see that. It's another tragedy, another tragic event that happened, that which should be, a wake-up call for all our people out there in the world, right? And out of the man that committed this act belongs to a nation of people, a whole nation of people. We do not know that we are a nation, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We the only people upon the entire face of the planet Earth that don't know that we a nation of people. We have no clue. So we join this nation. We join every other nation. We join every other culture trying to find an identity. But we have an identity, and it's inside these scriptures. It's inside the Holy Bible, which we don't open up and read ourselves, right? And not to our own fault, but because of the people that taught us our whole entire lives, right? So now this is why the truth that we teach is so important, that we come back to our identity. So now we are part of a nation. And the man that committed this act of terrorism, right? He's a part of a nation, a whole other nation of people. the Bible describes 18 different nations, right? According to the Bible, got Asians, right? So-called Asians, which would be the Moabites in the scriptures, so-called Japanese, which would be Ammonites in the scriptures. You have the nation of Esau, which this man by the name of Peyton Gendron, I'm pronouncing it wrong, someone please correct me, right? Gendron, I'm gonna call him Gendron, right? Peyton Gendron just committed this heinous act, right? Like killing these people for no other reason but for the fact that they were black, right? They are part of our nation. It's the only reason. He belongs to a nation of people, and that nation happens to be, according to the Bible, the nation of Esau. All right, so we're going to learn about that here tonight. And this is why brotherhood is so important and sisterhood is so important, that we know who the hell we are, so we know who the hell to give our love to, because who could take a wild guess and know that our people going to come out and say that they're going to forgive them any damn way, even though this dude, this monster, this animal committed this act of violence against people that were not fighting back at all. They didn't have guns. They were not, they not, banging in the hood and nothing like that. These elderly folk going out grocery shopping and not hurting any damn body. Right? That's important that we understand, who the hell we are. So let me see. I might need to back up a little bit. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see. Okay, let me back up one more. All right, so now let's start reading right here. All right, hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Real quick. All right, so now let's read. All right. So now that the man name is Peyton Gendron, right? And he comes from a whole nation of people, a nation that's not of our own, right? And we taught in the world that to love everybody. It's impossible to love everybody. You can't love everybody. You can't love everything. If this is the case, then we should love child molesters and rapists and murderers, right? And thieves and wicked people. Well, we shouldn't love those people. It's not wise to love those people. It's not wise to leave a child molester with your children and say, I love this child molester. It's not wise to leave a murderer around people that you genuinely love because you know they're a murderer, right? That's not wise. You should not love everybody, and it's not wise to do so. What we should do is love each other as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Love our nation and put our nation of people first before any other. So now what I'm about to read, and a lot of us in the truth, of course, know about this breakdown about who Esau is, right? About who we are. But our people in the world have no clue, right? So we're going to get into it. I got a few scriptures to go over, and we're going to talk about this incident that took place this past Saturday, all right? So now this is Genesis 25 and 21, right? And it reads, and Isaac entreated the Most High for his wife because she was barren, right? Barren meaning she was old and couldn't conceive children, right? So Isaac asked the Lord, right? And the Lord, Salaki, and the Most High was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. So Isaac inquired to the Lord for his wife because he wanted to see, and the Lord made it happen. And that should let you know out there, everybody out there in the world, that no matter what happens on this planet, the Lord ordains it. All right, the Lord does it. It's previous to this, Abraham was married to Sarah, right? And Sarah was old, but was able to have children anyway because the Lord ordained it. Whatever happens on the planet Earth, the Lord ordains it. he makes it happen. All of this, all right? All right, so now Rebecca conceived. So Shalak, let me. Next verse. All right, so now Rebecca is pregnant with these two children, right? All right, so it reads, this is Genesis 25 and 22, it says, and the children struggled together within her. All right, so she's pregnant now with two children, twins, Isaac's rib, Isaac's wife, Rebecca. She's pregnant with twins, and the twins are in her stomach struggling. They fighting inside of her stomach, right, while she's pregnant. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? So now we just read where Isaac just asked the Lord to get his wife pregnant, right? So they went through all of that. Imagine that, struggling to have children. You want to have children, right? And the Lord blesses you with children. So now Rebecca she's pregnant, but these twins are fighting. They fighting inside her stomach, right? So now she's confused, like, so why is this happening? Why are they fighting like this, right? And it reads on, and she went to inquire of the Most High. So she needed answers. So she went to go ask the Lord, the Most High, like, why is this happening, right? Why am I blessed to have children, but the children that's in my womb are having a damn WrestleMania event up in her room, based in her womb, her stomach, basically, right? So verse 23 says this, says, and the Most High said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, right? So that's important to know, right? So two different nations are inside the belly of Rebecca, right? And two manner of people, meaning two different manners of people. I mean, these two different nations, talking about two, it says two nations are in thy womb. So these two different nations have two different sorts of mannerisms, right? It says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? So this is going all the way back, right? Going all the way back to the origins of the differences between Jacob and Esau, right? So now to speed it up, or to get people up to speed, Esau will be the father of people of European descent. And Jacob, who later got his name changed to Israel, would be the father of the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So now we just reading right here where it says what? Let me read up again. It says, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So now we read in the previous verse where these two nations are fighting. They fighting inside the womb of Rebecca. Right? They fighting while they not even before they're born. Right? It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So you have a strong nation of people, you have a nation of people that's going to be weaker than the other. Two different nations of people. All right. All right. So to go speed along, the man, Peyton, what's his name? Gendron, he will fall under the category of the Edomite, the nation of Esau, right? So let's keep reading. This is verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. So now here comes the day that she's giving birth to these twins. These same twins that have been fighting in her belly, tooth and nail, right, for the past 9 months. So only a woman could really describe that, right? But we could just envision these two babies just going at it, like a war going on in the belly of Rebecca, right? But the day came to where she delivered these two babies. So let's continue on and get the description of these two babies, all right? To show the people out there or who is talking about. So let's see right now. So now verse 25 reads this. It says what? It says what? says, in the first came out red, right? All over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So now we just read previously in the previous verse where it said the elder would serve the younger, and one nation shall be stronger than the other. So the firstborn that came out was Esau, right? And the first came out red. So this baby was red, right? So now let me say this. We're gonna get into it. Again, to make it very clear, the man Peyton Gendron that that killed 10 people in Buffalo, upstate New York, he descends from Esau. He will be considered of the nation of the Edomites, all right? Which according to the Bible means wasted away. We're gonna get into that too. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are brothers and sisters, we descend from Jacob, right? Who later got his name changed to Israel, hence the name Israelites. So now Esau came out what? Says the first came out red. All right, so now let me ask the people a question that may be tuning in. If you're tuning in, big up to you, big up to y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel Isupk the 704 and follow us on the Facebook. All right, follow Isupk.com is the website. Check us out. All right, get this truth and we spreading it throughout the earth because the Lord said to do it, to wake up our people to the truth of who the hell we are, so we can regain rulership on this planet Earth as it should be and rule this planet Earth in righteousness. So stuff like this never happens. All right, the day is gonna come. So now it says the first came out red. So now here's the question that I, want to ask the people, right? What is the most common popular depiction of the devil? The most common popular depiction of the devil is what? A red man. Somebody drew out the devil and said, a red man with horns and a pitchfork. They colored him in, made him red, and said, this is the devil. That's what somebody did. I don't know who the first artist was, but that's what they did. All right. It says the first came out red. Now, why is this important? Right? It's important because if you look at a baby that doesn't have any pigmentation, right, which means their skin is translucent, their blood shows forth through their skin. So they're going to have a reddish tint. They're going to come out pink and reddish. Even as adults, it's only describing one nation of people. Even as adults, its blood shows forth through their skin. If they sit in the sun too long, the sun burns them up and turns their skin red. Right? They nervous or blushing or get into a fight with one of them or something like that. Color is going to show forth through their skin. Red is going to show forth through their skin. They the devil that the Bible speaks. So now most people take offense to it. Our people mostly take offense to it, but it's just the truth. And devil just simply means deceiver or the ultimate liar. And we're going to get into that too, right? Also to that, the serpent was the most subtle beast on the fig. We're going to get that scripture too, right? Right? But let me read this again from the top. Genesis 25:25 says, and the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. Now, it's a man on this planet Earth. Matter of fact, it's only one nation. When I say man, I mean a nation of people. It's only one nation of people that have no melanin, right? Have no pigmentation in their skin. All other nations, whether they're East Indian, whether they're African, whether they're from Arabia, right? Whether they Chinese, different shades of brown. It's only one nation of people that's not different shades of brown. That nation of people are what? Different shades of red, just like Esau, because Esau is their father, and that's who they descend from. This man, Peyton Gendron, he descends from Esau, right? Cave dweller. And this people is also what? And hairy people, right? My mother was just telling me a story. She was down there in Florida where she worked at a hotel resort, and she was telling me how disgusting these dudes look because they damn bodies were so damn hairy. She said this one dude from a distance looked like he had on a shirt, but it was his damn body hair. Brothers don't look like that. We don't look like that, man. You know what I mean? But we know a nation that does look like that. Thank God we don't look like that. But anyhow, that's another, another subject. But it's only one nation of people that you're damn right, sis. I ain't see you at first. It's only they red. It's only one nation of people that are different shades of red, and they hairy all over. You know what I mean? Just hairy people, man. You know what I mean? Let's get some more. Let's get some more. So now the next verse says what? And bear with me. I'm holding it down, Dolo. So bear with me, all right? I'm gonna big up to anybody tuning in. All right, big up to y'all, man. Y'all the one. What? So now, Genesis 25:26 says this. And after that came his brother out, right? And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, which would be the father of the Israelites. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. Let's get some more. There's something I'm looking for in this one. All right. Let's see. Verse 27 reads this. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. Like I missed something. Anyway, we just keep rocking it out. It says, so they grew older, and Esau was a cunning hunter, right? And a man of the field, right? And it just describes this nation of people. So right here, we in North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. And we move around, and you got a nation of people, and I don't see East Indian. Now we all hunt, all of us. If no matter where we at on the planet Earth, you got to hunt if you want to eat, right? All of us. You know what I mean? Or you farm chicken or farm whatever you farm, but if you're hungry, then you got to go out and hunt, right? Even the scriptures refer to the nation of Israel as, we'll I'm paraphrasing, but it'll be a time where we go fishmen, and it'll be a time where he sends out hunters, right? Hunters of men, right? We all hunt, but there's a nation of people that are what? Cunning hunters. Now we in North Carolina, where I'm at right here, and these cats just hunt for sport. It's not to eat. It's just to have a trophy on their wall, man. They just hunt just to hunt. You know what I'm saying? It's just a perfect description of this nation of people. And let me say this too, that every nation of people is described to the T inside these scriptures. It's not just this nation, right? Not just us as a nation, right? All the nations that are in existence today on the planet Earth are described in these scriptures. We just going over the nation of Esau, you know what I mean, for the moment, right? But Esau was a cunning hunter, man. Meaning that's what he loved to do. That's what their nation loves to do. There's a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Every brother I ever come across in life, all he liked to do at the end of the day was just chill. You got some of us that be on go mode all day, right? But for the most part, most of us just like to chill, sit back with our lady and watch some movies and stuff like that. Whatever the hell floats a cat book. I mean, whatever. But most of us just like to chill, all right? That's a fact. And can't really argue with that. That's what we do, all right? And that it just describes us, all right? So now let me get some more real quick. Get some more. Let's see. So now it says Isaac loved Esau. I'm gonna get off this, matter of fact. But it showed that these Esau and Jacob was the sons of Isaac, and Isaac begged the Lord for some children, man. And the Lord gave him children, Esau and Jacob, who were brothers, all right? And Isaac loved his sons. See? Isaac loved Esau and loved Jacob, and Jacob loved Esau. They was brothers, man. Just it goes back to Cain and Abel. They were brothers that loved each other, but guess what? Cain killed Abel out of what? Jealousy, man. You know what I mean? Out of hatred, the hatred that was in his heart. Just like Esau with Jacob, just like today, just like with the situation that happened in Buffalo. Like, black people have done nothing to any other nation of people ever. No one could pull up any type of record that black people specifically did something to another nation, no matter what nation it is, did something to another nation to warrant how we get attacked today, how we get destroyed today. Every other nation has a hand in our destruction in some way, shape, or form, and we just turn a blind eye to it because Christianity tells us to love, love, love. And when it's time we take the love that we have for everybody else and give it to one another. Understand? And self-love, because we can't. It's you can't love what they love. Understand? We gotta love us, man. What they love is our destruction. What they love is our depths and our suffering, man. And it's the proof is in the pudding, right? This is just the latest news, basically, right? So let me get. It's just the latest news. We've seen it with Rodney King. We've seen it with Emmett Till. You understand? We see it all throughout history of how our people are hated for no reason whatsoever before the fact of the nation that we belong to, and that's God's chosen people, man. All right, let me see. So now let me get this real quick. Let's get this. Going to Genesis 27 and 37. All right. Again, we are describing the nation of Esau at the moment. All right. Esau will be the man of European descent, or the Anglo-Saxon man, or the caveman, cave dweller. That's who he is. All right. And that's the man, Peyton Gendron. That's who he descends from. So now, Genesis 27 and 37 says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, let me back up a verse. Lock it. Back up one verse real quick, get some context. Verse 36 says, let's read and see. Verse 36 says this, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob, for he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. So it is Esau basically upset with his brother because his brother basically Jacob got his birthright, but he sold his birthright for some meat. All right, that's because he didn't give a damn about his birthright. He didn't give a damn about serving the Lord. Talking about Esau, that's in the scriptures that we implore our people to definitely open up these scriptures and definitely get in these classes and get all these breakdowns. But this is what's going on right here in this verse right here. So Esau is basically arguing his right for his birthright back after he sold it for a pot of red meat, some rare meat. All right, some meat that wasn't well cooked. So he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved the blessing for me? So Esau here is asking Isaac for a blessing, right? His father for a blessing, after he sold his birthright to his brother Jacob, again for a bowl of pottage, right? So verse 37 says, and Isaac, so let me blow this up real quick. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord. So I have made him thy power, right? So right here, this is in the Old Testament, the book of Genesis, in the beginning, right? The word of God said that he have made, see, I'll read it again. I have made him thy Lord, thy power. We supposed to rule over him, but instead he rules over us, and only because we don't know that we the Lord's people. All right. And I'll keep reading. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? So Isaac already blessed Jacob. He can't take his blessing away, right? Being a man of God, right? And if we read further back, we'll see that the covenant was only given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand? That's how it was set up. That's how it was made to be. So I keep going. Verse 38 says this. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? bless me, even me also, oh my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So after he sold his birthright for a bowl of food to his brother Jacob, now he's begging his father Isaac for a blessing, at least something. Like can he asked like, oh, can I get something? Can you help me out with something? Can I get one blessing? So let's find out what Isaac blessed him with, right? So it says this, and Isaac says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. Understand? That's where they live at now, right or wrong, right? They don't live like where we live at. We all dwell in what? The cities right now as we speak, right? They live where? In the fatness of the earth, right? They live in the suburbs, right? They live out there. If right now, I'm in the 336 area, so the school is in the 704 area, the School of Kannapolis, right? 1539 North Ridge Avenue. Right? In the city, it's going to be full of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But if we go out to the suburbs and the farmlands, it's going to be full of who? Not our people. It's going to be full of their people. It's going to be full of people of the nation of Isupk, right? So this is what this scripture is talking about right here. And it's inside the Bible, right? And let's keep going. Verse 40 reads this. It says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. So Isaac did what with Esau? Esau asked for a blessing. So what did Isaac bless him with? He blessed him with the sword, man. And that's exactly how they live now. That's why that animal, that monster, right? And he's not alone. But again, he's just in recent news, right? That just shot up the grocery store in Buffalo, right? That's how they live, by the sword, man. Understand? What's that famous phrase? Live by the sword, die by the sword. The day gonna come where the Lord gives justice for all this killing, man. Dylan Storm Roof, that's all they know, man. Dylan Storm Roof went into a church and shot 9 innocent people for nothing. For nothing. He planned that. I got an article, matter of fact, I want to read. He planned that. This man right here, this monster, Salakia, this animal, this devil, he planned this, man. He planned all of this. So months went on in his head that he's going to carry this act out. You know what I mean? It's from the Washington Post, right? It's from the Washington Post, right? Talks about what just happened, right? It says Buffalo shooting suspect wrote a plan, just like the sister was bringing out a little earlier, plans 5 months ago. You're writing these plans 5 months ago, man. So it's a whole plan he had for months and months and months to go kill defenseless people. How punk-ish is that? How cowardly is that? You know what I mean? He won't come to the neighborhood I grew up in and start busting those shots. He won't make it out alive. He won't come to where we teach class at and bust off shots. He won't do none of that, but they'll go to what? A church with the elderly black folk that love other nations of people that because they don't know any better. They'll go there and kill innocent people. They'll go to a grocery store and kill innocent people, right? And man was planning this 5 months ago. So let me read this article. It says Peyton Gendron, the 18-year-old accused of killing 10 people at a supermarket in Buffalo on Saturday, wrote in increasing detail of his plans to murder dozens of black people in statements posted online over the past 5 months, according to a compilation of messages by a writer who identified himself as Gendron. He's been talking about this for a while, for months on end. This cat been talking about this, about what he's about to do. That's what you call premeditated murder, all right? He wrote it all over social media. It says a review of more than 600 pages of messages. That's a lot of messages, 600 pages. By the Washington Post found that Gendron's resolve in December to kill those he slurred as replacers, and decided in February they got replacers in quotation marks because I was reading this article a little earlier, and this animal, this monster, felt as though black people were taking over his country or replacing his people. So the fear of them being wiped out gets them to a point to where they say to themselves, right, to pick up arms and just murder every black person that they see. So now this is just I don't want to diminish what happened or you know what I mean, dumb down what happened. It's horrible what happened to our people, man. But they done came up with a lot of crafty ways to murder our people, man. It's just like a physical way, right? Right? They all feel like that's why we say what? That the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks. So again, we never did anything to anybody to deserve the treatment that we get. Only thing we don't do is serve the Lord, right? Which is why these classes and our teachings are so important for the empowerment of our people to wake up through the hell that we are, man. Right? So let me keep reading. And it says the Washington Post found that Gendron resolved in December to kill those he slurred as replacers and decided in February to target Buffalo's top grocery store based on its local African-American population. Right? So he decided, this is what this article was saying. You can look it up at the Washington Post. It says he targeted this grocery store because it was a black grocery store. Now, everybody out there in the world know that you got a black grocery store and you got a white grocery store. No matter what city that you go to, every city I ever been to. I mean, that's how it always is, all right? So we targeted the grocery store based on the environment, that it was of an African-American population, right? In March, he performed a reconnaissance style trip to monitor the store security and map out its aisles. We went through great depths to basically make a foolproof plan of how he's going to carry out these murders, right? Which is what all this evidence shows, right? That they say that they got. Right? It says when a store guard confronted him about why he had repeatedly entered that day, Gendron made excuses and fled in what he described as a close call. The message stated he just a straight coward, man. Dude, a straight coward, man. He was out there scoping this place, seeing how the aisles was, seeing how the ins and outs, and got confronted by the mall security, and he tucked his tail and he hauled his behind out of there because he got scared. It's a straight coward, a straight punk, man. It would only beat up on the defenseless. It would never, square up with somebody that could put up a fight. You know what I mean? People like that, when they do go to the penitentiary, they never get put in Gen Pop, they get put in PC and ADSEG and all that stuff like that. So they protect them when they get locked up. So this cat will be sitting in a 6x6, 24 hours a day, right? And will never see population, because if he did, they'd beat him to death, basically. All right, so let's get so we everybody's familiar with the story, right? Everybody, seen what happened. It's a horrible story, and it's a clue, and it's signs for us to wake the hell up. We can't be loving the same people that murder us, that continuously murder us, man. You understand? They don't stop. They don't stop. Let me get some more for the remainder of this class. Let's get some more real quick. All right, so yeah, let me get this real quick. Lamentations chapter 4. Man. Let me get 17 real quick. Lamentations 4 and 17 reads like this. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, right? And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. Our eyes has failed us, right? because we don't see we don't see the truth. You understand? Since our eyes is yet failed for our vain help, man. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Like the nation that ruled over us, they cannot save us. And our eyes has failed us, thinking that they could save, thinking that loving them is gonna save us, thinking that what we're taught that God loves and Jesus saved and love, thinking that is gonna save us. It's not. What's gonna save us is love for each other. What's gonna save us is brotherhood. What's gonna save us is sisterhood. What's gonna save us is us returning to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. That's what's gonna save us, man. That's what salvation is. And salvation is only for the Jews, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's in the scriptures, man. I mean, salvation is not for anybody else. We the only people that need saving. We need to be saved from these monsters, man, that oppress us on the daily. Again, what the hell have we done to anybody? Black people. You know what I mean? And for the people that I heard a lot of things since this happened, right? I heard a whole lot of things. But people that like, I heard somebody say, well, look at what we do to each other, as if to say, like, as if that's supposed to dismiss that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what we do to each other. Every nation of people commits crimes against their own. You know what I mean? Every nation, whether they East Indian or white or black, every nation commits crimes against their own. What we do to each other, that's our business, and that's something that we need to fix. We need to do it in a hurry. That's why brotherhood is important. But this is a nation of people that this is not an isolated incident. This is just the most recent incident, man. Remind people of George Floyd, man, Trayvon Martin, man. Again, Rodney King. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Emmett Till, right? So many different names, man. It's not stopping. And us loving people or loving the same people that murder us isn't gonna stop. And I repeat, us loving each other, that's what's gonna stop. That's what's gonna stop the senseless acts of violence that happen to our people, man. Us loving each other. We love each other. We wouldn't allow anybody to come up in our area. You know what I mean? We wouldn't allow some mushroom haircut having white boy coming to one of our establishments looking all crazy without somebody falling on him, man. Because we would know now he out of place. He ain't welcome around us. Just like how they do us, man. Let me tell you something. Man. I'm not some type of psychotic gangbanger or nothing like that, but I done been to like the doctor's office, the dental office, the dentist. I've been in different corporate parks, or what they call it, business districts, right? And running my errands and going back and forth. And I done walk past people's car and people that hit the lock like I'm the animal. Like, nah, you the animal. I know this in my head, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, you the animal. You lock. I should be locking my door for you. You understand? Not the other way around. I'm not the threat. You the threat. And we seen it just happen this past Saturday. Some innocent looking person of Caucasian persuasion just walked up in the store and just shot every damn body. Just like what the dude from his name is John Holmes. People were up in the movie theater just chilling, just watching the movie, just chilling. Brothers sitting there with their lady, watching the movie. I think they was watching Batman or something like that. And some deranged Edomite walk up in there and just start letting loose shots for nothing. For nothing, man. Because they was what? Just like we read a little previously, Isaac blessed him with the what? The sword. That's all he know, man. He don't know nothing else, man. He don't know how to be a lover boy or nothing like that, man. All he knows is how to kill. That's all he knows. So why the hell you want to join them? Join them for what? They a bunch of murderers, man. A bunch of thieves, a bunch of rapists, man. They are wicked. All these other nations, man. All of them. We a nation of people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We a nation. We God's chosen people. We got no business not only not joining them, but letting them come into our area. Damn that, man. Damn that, man. It's time for righteousness to come back. You understand? We are holy people, separate people. right? And no other nation got business being. They don't have we should look at them like you not privileged to be in my presence, man. You know what I mean? That's how we should be looking at them. Instead, they open up shop in our neighborhoods left and right and make a killing off our destruction. Because we love, man. Damn that, man. Damn that. Let me read this again. It says, as for us, our people, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our eyes, right? What you use your eyes for. Use your eyes to see. Our eyes that we use to see has yet failed for our vain help. Man, our sight has failed us, man, because we taught Christian beliefs. That's the mark of the beast, right? That we took that's written about in Revelations. The mark of the beast is what written on your forehead. I mean, it's inside your brain. So if you think in Christianity, your eyes are failing you, man. What you see is failing you. You think loving is gonna save you and your people. It's not. Loving. If you in the jungle and you see a lion, loving the lion is not gonna stop that lion from eating your behind, man. At all. Only thing that's gonna stop them is you loving yourself enough to pick up a damn weapon and defend yourself off. And let that lion know that you rule, not him. Understand? That's how we gotta be with these other nations. I rule, not you. You inferior to me. Your nation is inferior to us. That's what the Bible said. And the crazy part about it is we already know. I mean, no one could tell us nothing, man. The problem is that we divided against one another. We lack brotherhood. Understand? We rather see each other fed because we see ourselves through the eyes of the oppressor, man. We see ourselves through the eyes of Christianity. Right? And those eyes did what? Fell for our vain help. And our watch, and we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. Going out to vote, I think everybody voting around this time, I believe, I'm not all the way sure, but I was hearing murmurs about the whole people voting, right? Going out to vote ain't gonna save. It's not gonna get you that job you want, none of that. Not gonna get you that house you want. Voting ain't gonna do none of that. Voting is a waste of time, man. So it's a waste of resources. Just a waste. Loving other nations besides your own is a waste. What they say, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's why we out here trying to wake up the minds of our people, because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are walking, talking treasure, man. But we don't know. You understand? We don't know how important we are to the Lord. The Lord chose us, man. He chose us to be a special people unto himself. We don't even know. We don't know we got a royal blood flowing through our veins. We share the same blood as Jesus Christ. And we don't even know. We don't aspire to be like Christ because we've been they've been pushing this image of Christ as being some Edomite, some cave dweller. Well, that's not Christ. I mean, Christ a black man according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Let me get some more on this Lamentations. It's a lot over here. Rain. Right? See, verse 18 says what? It says they hunt our steps. Understand? We just read in Genesis the 25th or the 27th chapter where Isaac blessed Esau. No. In the 25th chapter said Isaac was a cunning hunter. Right? Not Isaac, Salaki. Esau was a cunning hunter. Right? So who's hunting who? We not out here hunting them. We not hunting anybody. We hunting ourselves. We hunt each other, man. Growing up in gang culture, we know what's up. That's what we do. A brother disrespect you, now we go out there and hunt them. And why do we do it? Because we take on the same culture as them. That's not our culture, man. Our culture is to love each other, man. I mean, we need to love each other. That's our weapon. Like the general say, brotherhood is a weapon. And of course, sisterhood goes hand in hand with that. We need each other. The brothers and the sisters, we all need each other, man, as a nation, as the greatest nation on the entire planet Earth known in existence, man. We need each other. And once we lean on each other, we don't need anyone else. or any other nation of people. Like, what the hell these Koreans doing at the top of my street with this corner store selling my people beers and cigarettes and white out blunts all damn day? What the hell they got hair stores in the neighborhood for, and chicken and fry spots like my people can't cook? And we the greatest cooks on the planet. We the greatest at everything we do. We don't need y'all over here. We should look at it like we don't even want y'all over here. But again, because we see through the eyes of Christianity, which is white supremacy, we say love, love, love. We are compassionate people. We compassionate on everybody else except each other. Except each other, man. All right? While these other people do what? Especially this one nation of people, what do? They hunt our steps, man. Peyton Gendron, he hunted those people down, man. Hunted them, man. Understand? Dylan Storm hunted those people, man. Hunted them. Dylan Storm sat in the church with the people and just sat back, knowing that he was going to kill people, just sat back and sat with them. That take a sick-minded individual, man. Sick, man. Sick. Sat back and just kicked it with those people right before he murdered them and did whatever else he did with them. Story goes that he was in there for hours with them people, man. And then here's a trip, right? The families of the victims came out immediately afterwards and said that they forgave him. And you want to know why? Because we suffer from a plague called Christianity, which has nothing to do with the Bible. Jesus Christ was not a Christian. All right? God doesn't want us to follow Christianity. God wants us to follow his program, which is going to flow whether the world likes it, believes it, accepts it or not. The Lord's program is going to flow. All right? Just a matter of time before it gets fulfilled. So why is this important? This is important because we teach the word of the Lord to warn our people of the coming destruction that's going to come. And how do we know that it's coming? Because it's prophesied in the Bible, and all other prophecies have come to pass. All right? That's how we know. In the scriptures like this in the Bible that we reading right here, Lamentations 4:18, they hunt our steps, man. We get hunted. When I was growing up as myself, as a young man, as a young brother, walking throughout the street as a young teenager, police pulled me over for nothing. All my brothers, all my homeboys, you get pulled over for nothing. If you didn't run, you was a fool, because they were gonna rough you up real good. Then they hunt our steps, man, and that goes on in every neighborhood across America, not just where I grew up at in Greensboro, everywhere. In Charlotte, Raleigh, in Nashville, in Chicago. Understand? They hunt our steps, man, so that we cannot go in our streets. Right? Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come, man. Understand? It's right out the Bible. It's right in these scriptures that we never heard up in the church ever. All we heard was love, love, love. We never heard the characteristics of these other nations. We never was warned of what's this dude's name again? Peyton Gendron. I just know he's a monster for doing what he did, man. And he's not the only one. George Zimmerman, another monster, another animal, another savage. The nerve of them to call it the indigenous people here savages. They the real savages, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get another one. Let's get another one. They hunt our steps, man. There's so many scriptures, right, that proves and shows that we should not love these other nations at all, in the least, man. In the least, man. What did I want? What did I want? Just gonna grab something, man, real quick. For the minute of the time, we're gonna get into it. All right. So again, we all seen the tragedy that happened up there in Buffalo. I know around here in the 336, it was like 7 shootings in one day. Right. Insane. And again, it's like that in every city, in every ghetto, in every neighborhood. You understand? So what happened to our people, what continues to happen to our people, we should be taking it personal. Right? It's locked. We should be taking it personal. And so let's read this. This is a bedrock brotherhood scripture. This is brotherhood class, all right? So, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So these are the words of Christ, all right? Unbeknownst to us, Christ only died for his people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That's in the scriptures. That's all throughout the scriptures, man. Nowhere in the Bible would you find Christ teaching a whole nother nation of people besides his own. And it's nowhere in there. And Christ said, what? If you did it unto the least of these, my brethren, even if this cat is a bum, this cat is a crack fiend, right? Or his sister, she's a prostitute, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, you've done it unto the least of my brethren, the lowest of my people. You've done it to who? Unto me, man. And that's how we should be taking this, man. I mean, you done kill. That's like, we should be taking it like those people that got murdered up there. Like, that's my son that got murdered, man. That's my daughter that got murdered, man. That's my father, man. Someone close to me, man. You know what I mean? But how do we combat that? We don't combat it by picking up guns and going to kill anybody like how they do. They blessed with the sword, right? That's what God said. God said that this nation of people is blessed with the sword. We don't go out and pick up weapons. What do? We prepare slaughter. Isaiah 14:21 says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, right? So how do we do that? We don't do it by going to hurt anybody. Right? It's not what we do. What we do is put the cigarettes down. What we do is not go vote. Understand? That's what they do. What we do is return to God, and God will fight for us, man. That's what we do. That's in the Bible. Let me get that real quick. I know what that's at. Hold on. That's what we do. At least what I want. We don't go hurt anybody. That's their culture. That's their animalistic culture, right? Their savage culture, man. Our culture is righteousness, man. So this is what we do. If we want the Lord to give us justice, this is what we do. It says, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, meaning obey his law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord's voice, what the Lord said to do. If we do what he says to do, right, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversary. So by now we should know who the hell our enemies are. Now, if we do what the Lord says to do, what the Lord said, I'll be an enemy unto thine enemies. That should be motivation. But no, just to do what he says to do, and stuff like this will stop happening, man. You understand? You understand? If we as a people, as a nation of people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we do what God said to do, this stuff will stop happening, man. And this place called the planet Earth will be a paradise if we all collectively obey the Lord. You understand? You understand? The Lord doesn't love these other nations. Understand? The Lord, just like he did with Egypt, right? Egypt hardened the heart of Pharaoh, right? And when it was time, what did the Lord do? The Lord slayed all the Egyptians. And we celebrated, it's called the Passover. The Lord did it, right? Understand? The Lord has a people he loves, and he has a people that he hates. And that's in the Bible, man. That's right out the scriptures. All right. But what do we taught? We taught to love, love, love. That's what we taught. But the scriptures say this. The scriptures say what? We just learned who Esau was, right? Here's what the Bible says, Romans 9:13. As it is written, now Paul is quoting the Old Testament, I believe it's in the book of Malachi. says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. Jacob being who? One of the twins that Rebekah had, right? God said he loved Jacob. He chose Jacob. Said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. That's what God said. God hates Esau. God hates Peyton Gendron. God hates Dylan Storm Whoop. God hates James Holmes, that cat that shot up the movie theater, man. He hates him. The Bible says it, man. I'm not saying it. God said it, man. And it's not because of the color of their skin. It's because of who they are in between their damn and their skull, man, and their brain. So who they are, who they spirit. That's why God hates them, man. Because they killers, they murderers, they animals, man. So when we see some little Edomite with a messed up haircut with a book bag on, we need to be on high alert. Understand? I know I am. Because, of course, I'm in the truth. We in the truth, right? So we know if we see this little devil, this is a killer. Let's get that. It's a lot. Now, the Lord hates Esau. Why? Not because of the color of his skin, but again, because of who he is inside his brain. The Lord knows who the hell he is, and he knows who the hell we are. And he knows because we so gullible that we gonna love, even though we can't love a nation that hates us, man. Damn them. Man, damn them, man. Damn all them, man. You know what I mean? What I had wanted. I was thinking about a scripture. So lock. Get one more scripture, we're gonna clip it up. Matter of fact, let me get one more. We're gonna clip it up. Where we going? Something I wanted. I'm just keep it simple, all right? And the water, which means thank you in the Hebrew to those that tuned in. All right, big up to y'all, all right? Let's get one more. Hanging out with a brother. Let's just get one more. I know y'all know this one. All right. Let me get this real quick. We're gonna clip it up. All right, so this is what the Lord said. All right. The Lord says this. It's right out the Bible. The Lord says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Most High. Just the attitude and the character of the Lord. Get to know the Lord. All right. This is who he is. This is what he about. The Lord is a man of war, not all about hugs and kisses. Now, he does love and he does show mercy to his chosen people. But we act like we don't even want his love. We don't even want his mercy because we do everything that he says not to do, like not love each other. We hate each other. We hate on each other, man. I see it all day long with brothers hating on one another. It's insane. I know the sisters see it. I know if I see it with the brothers, I know the sisters see it out there in the world. I see it all day. Like, why are you hating on the man? Hating on for what? I mean, but this the character of the Lord. The Lord says, I will lay thy cities waste. What does that mean? Meaning he gonna waste your cities. All these cities that are built right now, right? I'm in High Point, North Carolina. It's a city. So the Lord said he's gonna lay these cities waste, man. All right. It says thou shalt be desolate, meaning it's gonna be a desert. Right? And thou shalt know that I am the Most High, meaning I'm the one that did it. All right. Let's find out why real fast. Let's find out why. It says this, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, meaning an everlasting continuous hatred, right? And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, just like this monster Peyton Gendron did, man. See? In the time that their iniquity had an end. The end of our iniquity and the end of our pain and suffering is soon at an end. Understand? It's soon at an end. And how do we know? Because the Lord is waking up real men and real women up to the truth of who the hell we are, and things are changing for the better. Every time I go to the Passover, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, man. Larger and larger, meaning more righteousness, man. Meaning more brotherhood, meaning more sisterhood. All right. And why is this important? Because all these other nations had a what? a perpetual hatred. Right? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. That's why the Lord's going to lay these cities waste, because it's a everlasting hatred that it's no reason for. We've done nothing to no one, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, besides be compassionate to everybody else, besides loving everybody else. That's why we fight in their war. That's why we support whatever they do. That's why we go vote. That's why we do everything that we're told, right? Because we love every damn body except one another. And that's why brotherhood is so important. And that's why we need to learn it. And what is brotherhood? Love another black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brother, sister, and child, just like you love yourself. And that's heavy. Because no one's going to love you more than you love yourself. Nobody going to feed you like you feed yourself, or sacrifice for you like you sacrifice for yourself. That's why it's important to sacrifice for your brother like you would sacrifice for yourself. All right? And with that, clip it up, and I'll say, Shalom, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Gatham, by Yahweh, Shemal, Atan, by Shem, Yahweh, Shah. All right? Shalom.